Hello and welcome back to the channel. So I don't know if you guys been seeing the news lately, but there's this video going on about Erica Mena and her breaking into her ex-husband's house, Safari. And I just wanted to talk about something that I've talked about on this channel before, and this is reactive abuse. I believe that's what it's called. Basically, where you have someone who is provoking you, but then when you snap back, they do this thing where they step back and become docile. And then when everyone's actually looking, you look like the person that's insane and crazy. And even though this is something that anyone can do, I've seen children to smaller degrees do stuff like this. This is something that anybody can really do. I have noticed that certain groups of people, dare I say the men, are masters at this. And they are really good, especially men that are abusers. They are really good at doing little things to provoke you. And once you get out of character, they'll record you, or they will do secret phone calls. Maybe they'll call the police on you while you're reacting to the abuse they did to you. And when you're hysterical trying to explain to the police what happened to you, they're just cool, calm, and collected. And there's this other thing where women are just seen as crazy, like no matter what. You don't know how many movies I've seen where a woman is like escaping from this predator guy, and because she's unaware and she's clearly feeling like out of place, maybe her clothes are messed up or something, the guy will say, "Oh no, officer, this is my little sister. She's mentally ill. She does this every week," and the officer will just believe him no matter what the woman says. So there's already this thing about women not being trusted, or women being crazy, or women over exaggerating. Even in hospitals, I've heard that if a woman comes in for pain, the doctor won't believe her. But if a man comes in, because men are less likely to complain about pain, that they'll just give them medicine. And it's even worse to women of color, obviously. So when you mix that in with Erica Mena, her being an Afro-Latina, or whatever she identifies as, there's always this stereotype of the crazy Latina, spicy Latina. And I think people are definitely projecting this onto her. With that being said, I've been watching Erica Mena for some of her career. I don't really know everything about her, but I know she's been around for a minute, and I know that she's a hothead. I know that she's a provoker, and a lot of people see this as her karma. But it kind of reminds me of the Amber Heard situation, where there was so much more there that people chose not to see. And I know that there are female abusers, and I am not denying that these women, definitely did some stuff they shouldn't have done. But to alleviate the men completely, just because they're playing more of a docile role and the women look hysterical so they look like the perpetrators, that is a con. And I definitely picked up on it. So I definitely don't feel like Erica Mena is a perfect victim. I think when you're a victim, regardless of what the crime is, and you're accusing someone of something, if people believe that you're not a good person, or you're capable of doing worse than you're accusing someone of, they just won't listen to you. And that's just the way that it is. If you know them from stealing, and if you can't find $5 that you know you had in your pocket, and nobody gonna help you look for it, they're gonna feel like that's your karma. So I definitely get that. And even there were pictures going around of Erica Mena looking depleted of energy, and they're saying that Safari looked good. He ain't got no gray hairs. He living the life. So that's definitely something I wanted to pick up on. A lot of these men are like incubus, dare I say, and they definitely know how to provoke you and just drain you of all your energy to the point to where you're ready to crash out and you feel like you have nothing left to lose. So I definitely picked up on that in this situation of Safari. This is not the first time he's done this, by the way. I'm a big Barb. If you watch my channel, you know I love Nikki. So I've known about Safari for a very long time, and this isn't anything new in his behavior. He's a very, he isn't my type, but I understand he's an attractive man. And I think that he's very in tune with his feminine, and that makes women feel safe with him. But he's also like a man, so he'll use that emotional compatibility to make a woman think that he's different when he's a clown. So that's just something that I know. And then he's a Cancer. Most Cancer men are so good at that. Like they're good at, like, you'll overlook them because you feel like there's something real there, when in actuality they're just really in tune with their feminine, and they use it as a weapon to women. They're not really these, you know guys that are really deep emotionally. Not really, especially in terms of a Scorpio, which Erica Mena is, which is why she's doing all this. So he definitely got her crashing out, and I think it's because he made her a single mother thrice over, and she didn't want to do that the first time. And even though she wasn't probably in the best place in her career when she met Safari, she was doing way better than she is now. And that can make, a woman scorn. That can make someone feel like, you took my last good years, I'm going to take the rest you got. And I really think it's to that point. Like, watching her climb over that ladder of his building and land on her feet, she's not playing. Like, she's not playing with him. And it's really not funny that someone can be driven to do something like that. It's really not funny at all. I've had experience with this. I'm not going to get too personal, but I've been stalked, and I've had people do things to get to my property. So it's really disturbing. And for someone to be driven to do something like that, I don't think it's something people should be laughing at or seeing, oh, this is their karma, because I feel like I see a bigger picture. But that's just my personal opinion. But I would like to know what you guys think. So thank you. Please leave a comment and have a beautiful day. Oh, and speaking of stalkers, check out this video of Safari going to a Nicki Minaj concert.
Nicki Minaj getting an unexpected guest at the Miami stop of her Pink Friday 2 tour on Sunday. The rapper's ex, Safari, hitting up the concert and documenting his night on YouTube while also rocking his best Barb gear.
I'm gonna embrace my history, and I am gonna wear a jean vest. It's a full circle moment right now.
That full circle moment he's referencing? The time Nicki called him out for wearing a jean vest on her 2012 docu-series My Truth.
Please, you wore a jean vest.
Till this day, I randomly have people message me.
Hold up, y'all. I forgot to play this one clip of Safari basically saying that the children don't like Erica. And he also brought up her first child, who she has a strained relationship with, which is a trigger for her. And that's why she called Spice a monkey that one time. So what I find funny about Safari, he's been doing this to a lot of the women that he's dated. Even Nicki Minaj, there were times where they got into physical altercations, and he's really good at provoking people and sitting back and playing victim. And the thing with Erica Mena is, we already know she's a crash out. We already know she's not the best mom. But one thing about Erica Mena is that she knows how to keep her shit together for the most part. Even when she is going off on her rants and doing her crazy shit, she always looks like she's in control. She's just like manipulative and like a weirdo. So it's like, even like when she was dating like Sin Santana and she was with Joe and all that other shit, like even when she is crashing out like back in the old days, like you could tell it was part of her brand. Like she knew what she was doing. Like she wasn't no scary bitch. Like if she started a fight, she would end it. She don't just talk shit and run away. Like she will fight even if she knows she might not win the fight. Like one thing about Erica, she always felt in control. You know what I mean? And now she just looks so like beneath herself. Like she looks like these aren't even her own actions. She looks like it's more than crashing out. Like her energy, like the way she's coming off, she don't come off like the crazy girl, the spicy Latina. She comes off more like somebody is like doing work on her, to be honest with you. Like I know he's from Jamaica, and I'm not trying to make no whatever. You don't need to put nobody's name on a candle or in a jar to do something. Sometimes evil eye is just enough. Sometimes sitting there and siphoning someone else's energy is enough. So I'm definitely getting that vibe from him. But one thing about children is children don't lie, but children can be groomed. And children can live in fantasy worlds where even myself, where I blamed my mother for certain things growing up, but little did I know she was the only one who was actually being, a decent human being. And everyone else was just grooming me into not, wanting to be friends with my mother. And I always say this, if someone hates your mother, they can never love you. That's point blank, period. So I'm not saying no children are lying or that, Erica's space is not bad and they don't want to be around her. I'm sure that's true, but I don't like the way he playing little sad music and shit to look like a victim. I definitely see through that. And based off his past relationship with Nicki Minaj, this isn't anything new. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all that information. So thanks again. And lastly, this is a message to all the single women out there. Never give a guy that's been chasing you for a long time a chance. He will use it as an opportunity to humble you and to let you know that it gets worse. That's a lot of men's, priority is to leave you worse than when they found you. And he did that.